Hey, welcome back to My Yard is My Garage. I'm Bishop. My yard is my garage. Well, that's only because my yard is my garage. Today we're working on our 1969 Charger project car. We're going to be disassembling the suspension on the driver's side today. So, well, that's going to be an adventure. The torsion bar box is already destroyed and rusted out underneath, so I'm sure everything else will be just as stuck. All right, so if you got old maintenance or old air tools and you want to do some maintenance on them, one of the preventative maintenance is make sure you got some decent air tool oil. Make sure you always put a few drops in before you start working for your day. Helps keep all the parts lubricated and in one piece. So you may notice that as we take this side apart, some of the parts are new. I found out that this parts car didn't have a tire and a lot of the gear sitting underneath here on this side in order to make it a roller. They got some new parts, put it on here, so at least I could get it rolling around. So let's go ahead and take this apart and see where we're at. See what we're in for today. I guess it would help if I had some sockets. Always keep some ear protection around, as well as some eye protection. Always a good idea to have this stuff on when you're doing work with anything that's flying around. Also, a little piece of advice: if you're cracking nuts, always use some sockets that are designed for an impact wrench. Otherwise you may get some shattering and pieces flying everywhere. Not good. Alright, 13/16 is the winner. You may ask why I'm using this and not a really fancy Milwaukee chargeable or a DeWalt chargeable. Well, see, those cost hundreds of dollars. And usually it's better if you get them in a kit, so you're spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars. So my tools actually came from my grandfather. Most of them. I bought a few on my own, but yeah, stuff's expensive. All right, let's look into this. Ooh, I think we've had some stud replacement. Let me pull you in here so you can see what this looks like. Those are big drums. Alright, so we've undone our cotter pin. Now we need to get our castle nut retainer off of here. Just slips over the nut to make sure it doesn't back off under normal operating. Alright, oh, I think that's at least a 1 inch. Oh, is it going to rain on me? One 1/16. Well, that certainly wasn't terribly tight. Usually what I do is when I get the drum off, I put all of the parts in the drum itself, so I know where they all went. All right. Well, that drum's got quite a ring on it, or ridge. Yeah, and it looks like it's been underwater. Yeah, I don't know if that'll be able to be serviced. It's got some new studs in there, thank you, Darren. All right, well, let me bring you in here so you can kind of see what we're up against. All right, here's our upper control arm. I can already tell that's just going to be a nightmare, because why wouldn't it be? Hasn't been easy yet. Here's our upper shock, which you can see it's not really even hooked up. So I think it's just kind of there as a bump stop. Speaking of bump stops, looks a little worn. No bump stop. Panning down, we can see our lower control arm it's been lightened up a little bit. Yeah, there's some bits missing here. Well, let's just say some foundational bits missing. Yep, it looks like our bolt for an adjustment is there. I'm going to PB blast that just to see if maybe I can save on that side. Here's our strut, our forward strut. I've already loosened the bolt over here, so we're going to need to loosen the bolt on this end. Oh, wherever that is. Let's see. Oh, right in here. Yep, you can see that's going to probably break off too. We do have some reasonable parts here that look like they're relatively newish. They've just never been greased, so I'll bet you those will come off easy. So I think our main challenges are going to be here is the upper control arm again, just like on the other side. Lower control arm, well, trying to get that off of there without it just disintegrating is going to be a chore. And let's follow that torsion bar back. Yep, and you can see where it sits is just, it's not even connected anymore. So it's just sitting freely, and in fact, let me give this a push. You can see just how bad this is. Maybe. Well, I shouldn't be able to wiggle it. There we go, you can see it wiggling. Yeah, not good. Bishop's disassembly tip of the day to keep you from being extra messy. This, you're gonna bump up against that at least a dozen times as you disassemble things. Just take your old glove that was dirty, just stick it on there, at least partially. Did it anyways. Well, we'll just put another one over that and pretend that that didn't happen. All right, well, let's get to taking this apart. All right, let's look at our rough disassembly order here. We really need to kind of grab the strut at both ends, take care of the shock, take care of the clip that's sitting on the back of the torsion bar, and then our lower control arm nuts. Technically, if we can get all that undone, we can just smack back on the lower control arm, and it'll pop straight out, letting us grab the torsion bar out of there. But since the torsion bar has already collapsed, well, maybe we won't have to go that far. We've taken our stud off the front of the front strut bar. Now we got to take this bolt off the back here. Let me show you which one we're talking about. That bolt right there. So, why don't you guys sit right there, and we'll see if we can get that off of there. Now, I did soak everything with PB Blaster liberally last week. That doesn't mean it's going to be any easier to get off here. And technically, we don't have to take it off because we need to put new front struts on anyways and a new lower arm. So since I already have the bolt off the front, it's probably pointless to take the bolt off the back or the nut. I'll go ahead and see if I can at least undo it a little bit, but I'm not going to waste effort on it. That would be yes. Well, the shock is undone. Well, technically the shock already is undone from above. Yep, and that can slide straight out of there. Maybe we should just get that out of our way. There's the, wow. You can see the wear on that. That's amazing. Put these back together so I won't lose that. Wow, and look how wallered out that is. Dang. Well, lucky we're going to be replacing that lower bar anyways. So now we just need to remove the clip on the back of the torsion bar. And we're going to have to grind that nut off. I just hate that. All right, so now our lower suspension is loose. Wow. Look at that torsion bar move. All right, so let's get the pin out of the back and we'll see if we can't get the torsion bar out of here without having to grind that bolt off on the front over there. Just squeeze that pin together. There you go. Well, you know, having this section back there attached to that spring gives me a smacking point. To be able to extract this. I may have to put this back on to the end of the shaft if I can't get this to be a little more cooperative.
2 weeks later.
Alright. Woohoo! Make sure we don't nick this. Gotta keep this. Or just swing it. All right. Wow. That thing is just chewy. Look at that. There is so little left of this thing. And someone's alarm is going off. Now that we have all of this down, let's take a look in here. Something tells me those two bolts are just going to be a nightmare. Because, wow, that is just, that is just going to be bad. Wow, yeah. Great. Well, I've had grease sitting on these for a long time, at least a week. Oh, ho, ho. Okay. I think that's it. Okay, that's coming off. I use this assembly lube here and put it on there about a week ago. Mind you though, this nut coming off doesn't mean anything. The axle itself that it bolts to could be frozen in spot, rust frozen. You'll have to grind it all out anyways. Well, I can already tell this one's fused. So the bolt itself goes through a metal sleeve like that, which is then there's a rubber bushing on the outside of that, and then that is what is pressed into the sleeve of metal on the A-arm. Well, so that metal bolt that goes through the metal sleeve, that's just not good. So that's rusted solid, so we're going to have to probably grind that one off and probably grind that one off too, or cut it. I'm going to bang on this, and then if that doesn't go anywhere, then we know what we're up against. Wow. Ha! Well, that's how it's supposed to come apart. Huh. What do you know? Yeah, see, this right here is where it would stick inside the metal sleeve that's up here. And it didn't this time. Well, let's try this other one again. See, and the bolt has an eccentric here. So when they adjust it this way or that way, it'll pull the A-arm in and out. All right. All right, well, it's not coming off of here. So I don't think we'll have to grind this side. What we're going to do, we're going to slip in right between that piece here and that washer, a hacksaw. We'll cut it off there. Then we'll pull this down a little bit. That creates a couple of millimeters of space here. We'll just slide our hacksaw in there and cut off the other side of the bolt. That should free that arm up. And we're out. Oh, it's out of there. Well, we ground that off of there. So we have our front suspension off of our 1969 Charger project car. It really fought us hard. I plan on replacing all of this stuff with either OEM or new parts anyways, so I'm not overly concerned that we brutalized it a bit to get these parts off of here. But that said, we're done taking the suspension off. Let's go ahead and clean up after this project, and I'll see you in a few minutes. Thank you for coming along on this disassembly of our 1969 Charger project car. Our front end. It's all out of there. Now comes the hard part. We got to figure out how to get this back into the garage. That's my part. All right. Thanks for coming by. If you like what you see, click subscribe. Hit the bell when you want to be notified when I drop new content. And I just want to thank you for coming along again. Hopefully we'll get even farther along in this project next time. All right, thanks. See ya.